Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have you describe that on air. Hey, Jonathan,
Hey,
I
how's
cannot
it going?
believe you haven't been on the show yet. I
I
was thinking
know.
today, I'm like, oh my God, there's no show without Jonathan. You are the
There you
show.
go. I've known Jeremiah and I've been friends for a long time. He is an amazing restaurateur, Kimmy.
Yeah, right.
He's
Okay.
also partners with Mick Fleetwood with Fleetwoods
Oh,
in
cool.
Fleetwood's in,
Hawaii.
on Front Street in Maui.
Oh,
And
nice.
Sammy Hagar and Steven Tyler are also partners.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Fun restaurant.
amazing.
Yeah, but that one's doing well too, Jonathan. We're doing over 10 million a year now there.
Was it Aerosmith a Universal act, Kimmy?
No.
Oh,
Yes. At
yes,
one
they
point.
were.
Yes, at
Yeah.
one point. Yes.
I'm finally getting a check from them. Okay, guys, it's so good to have you here. I really appreciate this, and I'm so excited about what's happening with Yoshiki and the LAST ROCKSTARS, the whole band. I'm not as familiar with them, but I'm really looking forward to this interview. We're gonna get started right away, if you guys don't mind. We've got 30 minutes. Do you have that time for me?
Yep.
Right. We've dropped in
Awesome.
all the music that you sent me, Jonathan.
Okay.
I also, just so you know, I put in a couple commercials of from Yoshiki and I believe HYDE, and then we what else did I put in there? We put some nice sound bites and stuff, so it will come together really nice. We're recording this, so there is no, it's not live, and Richard's off to
Then you'll edit.
my shoulder here. Yeah, he's putting it to the master. He's got the master together, and he'll mix it all down, and it should be a really cool little interview here to hear about the LAST ROCKSTARS from you guys.
Okay.
Again, thank you so much for doing this.
And by the way, thank you for joining the press conference.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I love that. I came from a Christmas party, a media event for a bar, a little nightclub, and I had a cocktail there, so I was smiling the whole time. All right, guys. Do you have any questions, or are you ready to go?
No, I think we're ready.
Okay. Let me hold on one second, Richard. I just shut my script for a second. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Jeremiah Show. I've got some fantastic, exciting news today that I happened to be a part of with an international news conference a couple nights ago. I wanted to mention, though, right off the top here, we came in with, you may be wondering, what did you just hear? Well, that was international superstar Yoshiki and a commercial called Piano versus Drums Battle. I just loved it because those are two of my favorite instruments, and it was so cool. The advertisement was for Wanda, and it was a national TV commercial. Well, let me get to, I got a special treat for you. Got two great, incredible special guests today on the show. One is a good friend. I hope I can call him Jonathan Platt. Known him for a few years here. He is humble, he's unassuming, but this guy is sharp at the top of the entertainment chain, and he's the general manager at ALIST Media Entertainment, Inc. And he also runs Yoshiki Foundation of America. And ALIST
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Jonathan, so good to see you. So good to have you here on the show finally. I don't know how we got this far without you, but you've been behind the scenes pulling the cords and the strings like you're used to, and making it just a better show all the time. So I really appreciate you and appreciate having you here and sharing this exciting news with us. A-List Media, just so you know out there, is entertainment. A-List Media Entertainment, Inc. is an international entertainment company. They've got offices in LA, Japan, and Hong Kong, and they surround I hope I can say, you're going to tell us anyway, you support and Yoshiki.
Yes.
Rockstar Yoshiki. I've also got on the show here, joining us for the first time, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Kimi Kato.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, sir. Can you pause for a second, Richard? I lost something. Sorry, you guys.
Sorry.
Okay. There we go. I'd cut something out. I'm sorry. I just want to get your title right. Okay, I'm ready. 3, 2, 1. I've also got on the show today, joining us, Kimi Kato,
Hello.
formerly a board member, hello, of Universal Japan, and now he is the CEO of Project Asteri. Now, am I saying that right, Kimi?
Yes, correct. Yes, that's
And
correct.
this sounds like an incredible project. It's a boutique artist management and record label, and you're based out of Los Angeles, California, helping emerging artists, correct? And
That is correct.
yeah. Well, welcome, guys. So good to have both of you.
Great to be on the show.
Now you're here because the LAST ROCKSTARS have debuted. And tell me about this incredible, exciting news. It's some of the most exciting news, I think, in rock and roll in decades, a decade. It's just the formation of this super band.
I think exactly, you said it right, a super band. I think if you were to take the Avengers and put it in with rock stars in Japan, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get HYDE from L'Arc-en-Ciel, who is one of the most prolific artists in Japan. His band, the L'Arc-en-Ciel Vamps, they're probably one of the most popular bands, selling out. I think they played Madison Square Garden here. They've sold out the Tokyo Dome. I think 16 times, something like that.
Yeah.
And and then so he is the lead vocal. Then you have MIYAVI, who is probably one of what MIYAVI. I'm gonna Kimi, I'll let you talk about MIYAVI.
Okay. Well, yeah, MIYAVI is, as people know him as the guitar samurai. If you give him a guitar, he will slap himself away. I mean, he is just an incredible guitarist. As a guitarist, he's probably one of the best guitarists that you can come by. And yeah, he's part of the band. And then
he's also an amazing actor. I mean,
yeah,
he just debuted, didn't he, in a film?
Angela Jolie's Unbroken. He played Bird, and then also he was recently just in an amazing film called Kate that was on Netflix. But he's phenomenal guitarist, phenomenal musician.
Yoshiki has been named one of the most influential musicians and composers in Japanese history. So let's start with him, and then I like where you guys are going with this. I want if you don't know these guys on this side of the world, you will. They're going to be top of your list for rock bands. They are the LAST ROCKSTARS, and but like you said, it's such a great group of real legitimate rock stars with real legitimate rock bands that have now formed this super group. Jonathan, you've worked with Yoshiki for years. Can you tell us about him and some of his accomplishments?
I would love to. But before I get into Yoshiki, I just also want to mention SUGIZO for a moment also, who's the third one, who's also, I think also, as much as MIYAVI is an amazing guitar player, samurai, I think SUGIZO is probably one of the most celebrated lead guitarists in Japan. And with his group Lunacy, he's not only just a guitar player, but a master violin player as well. He's worked with Juno Reactor internationally. MIYAVI, you want to maybe talk? Kimi, do you want to mention a little bit about SUGIZO as well?
And he's also the member of X Japan.
And X Japan, he's the lead guitar player for X Japan, exactly. So, so that would be the third person on the Avengers, and then the fourth and final is Yoshiki, who I've had the pleasure of knowing for a good 16, 17 years. X Japan is probably one of the premier, highest selling rock bands of all time in Japan. I think as a producer, composer, and band, I think Yoshiki sold more than 50 million records. He's also produced #1 hits, not only for himself, but for other projects and for everything from theme and title songs for anime to working with an incredible pop group, Stones. But Yoshiki is prolific not only as a drummer in a rock band, but he's also an amazing keyboard and pianist. He's classically trained. He has sold out Carnegie Hall in his classical music. As a musician, as an artist with his rock bands, he's toured the world, selling out Wembley, Madison Square Garden, Tokyo Dome. I think it was somewhere like 20 times as a musician. He's probably one of the most iconic people in Japan, because not only from his philanthropy, but for everything he does in terms of all his different businesses. It's pretty amazing. He's got a very successful TV show right now called Yoshiki Superstar Project X that's on Nippon Television. They did a movie about his band called We Are X, which is one at Sundance and in South by. It's been all over the world. But so you have 4 unbelievable rock stars teaming up, and that's why they're really called the Last Rock Stars. They're the ones where you have BTS and all these bands that are playing now, but they all look up to each one of these four musicians and artists. Mm-hmm. They're kind of the ones that they're the actual influencers, in my opinion. Don't you agree, Kimi?
Yep. And Jonathan, you were behind all this with Yoshiki's success.
No, I'm just a part of a machine that works for him, and globally, because we have an amazing crew and team in Japan as well as here. And then we've been fortunate enough to bring Kimi in, who's actually worked with most of these artists, because Kimi used to run international for Universal. Mm-hmm. And I think 3 of these artists have been signed to you, right, Kimi?
Yes, except SUGIZO, but SUGIZO was a Universal artist as Lunacy. But yes, I had signed HYDE as Vamps and MIYAVI as a solo guitarist. Yes. So I've actually worked with, so coincidentally, we've all come together.
So between the 2 of us, we've worked with all of them. And so there's such a good comfort with working with them and being able to really share in the new release of their 2 singles that will be coming out, as well as this amazing tour that's going to be starting in Japan in January. So I believe we have, is it okay, Kimi, is it okay, Jeremiah, to just talk about a little bit about the tour?
Yeah, and in fact, well, I mean, it's your show, Jonathan. You take it wherever you want. I was going to mention the tour at the end here and give out all the information here before we go to commercial, but you're welcome to talk about it now. I mean, I'm as excited as you are. So, and your excitement is,
to get the 4, if you were to say like the 4 horsemen, if you get the 4 most amazing artists together to even create something and to do it like so organically as what's happened with all 4 of them, because they all are just dear friends. They all respect each other. They all love each other. And then, they come in and they're just creating an incredible sound, for one thing, for the new songs. And it's going to be an unbelievable, amazing show, both here in the US as well as in Japan. So yeah, we're very, very excited.
Yeah. And I want to talk about the tour. We'll give out the dates. I'm going to tell you how you can get tickets here. Maybe I could even talk you, during the commercial break into a couple tickets that I could give away or something.
We can try.
I don't want to twist your arm. But I wanted to mention, Kimi talked about you behind the scenes, and you made this happen. Well, as I said jokingly, but it's not a joke, Jonathan makes things happen. He's behind Puppet Master. Really, you make things happen, Jonathan. It's just incredible to watch as your friend and watch the success in the business. Kimi, the 2 of you, Jonathan's just as complimentary to you, and I've read your bios and your career, and I'm in awe by what you've accomplished as well. Then the 2 of you, not only do you have these 4 superstars, talented. I mean, I don't want to forget to mention that, from the violin to the piano to the electric guitar, bass, on and on, all these, the different instruments these guys play, they make a rich, layered sound that is really unique. And when you think about a rock star and rock stars that come together and build just a huge sound beautifully, flawlessly, love each other, like you say. And I watched the press conference. I could see and feel the love of these guys, the mutual respect. So you get all that together. That's an accomplishment in itself. And then now you've got Jonathan Platt, Kimi Kato, and you guys are behind the scenes. Like, it's unbeatable, isn't it? In a way, it's like it's a dream team all the way around, every angle you look at it.
Well, we are very, very proud of the band, of course, but more overwhelming for us. We are, just totally overwhelmed that we are working with such an amazing artists all at the same time, which you would never work with simultaneously, if you know what I mean. Like, we're working with every single superstar that you can imagine.
It's historical, really. I mean, it's
Yes,
the biggest
It
news.
really is.
Top.
It
I
is a
wasn't
once in a
exaggerating,
lifetime opportunity, I
right?
think.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And I'm very, very honored to be part of the project.
Okay, let me take a real quick break, and we're going to come right back. My special guests today are Jonathan Platt. He's the general manager at ALIST Media Entertainment, Inc., and heads up the Yoshiki Foundation of America. Kimi Kato, formerly a board member of Universal and now CEO of Project Asteri. Project Asteri is a boutique artist management and record label based in Los Angeles. We're here today, all of us, to talk about the LAST ROCKSTARS. They've announced tour dates in the US and Japan. The LAST ROCKSTARS are here to usher in a new legendary era of rock. The band will unleash their debut live performances on January 26th and 27th at Ariake Arena and January 29th and 30th at the Tokyo Garden Theater. Fan club presale tickets are available now. In the U.S., shows on February 4th at Hammerstein Ballroom in New York and February 10th at the Hollywood Palladium in Los Angeles are on sale now. Go and get them now during the commercial break. For information on fan pre-sales, go to thelastrockstars.net or go to concerts.livenation.com. The LAST ROCKSTARS, for tickets for shows in New York and LA. You can find Yoshiki on yoshiki.net and the Yoshiki Foundation of America.org. And I'm going to give out everyone else's handles here throughout this show. Jonathan Platt, Kimi Kato will be right back. We're announcing the LAST ROCKSTARS.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Come right back.
2, 1.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. We're with special guest Jonathan Platt, joining us from Los Angeles, general manager at ALIST Media Entertainment, Inc., Yoshiki Foundation of America, and Kimi Kato, formerly a board member of the Universal Japan, now CEO of Project Asteri. Project Asteri is a boutique artist management and record label based in Los Angeles, California. Check it out online. Fascinating things that you guys are doing in the world of music. And again, if you're just joining us, one of the biggest announcements in rock in a decade, if not longer, is the formation of the super band, the LAST ROCKSTARS. Let's pick up, if we could, guys. And we talked a little bit about Yoshiki and his accomplishments and his worldwide fame and all the great things that he's doing. Kimi, would you mind telling us a little bit more about HYDE and some of his incredible accomplishments? Because I really want to understand these four guys individually, and then what that means as they come together. And we're playing music throughout this show.
Right. So as you explained earlier, HYDE is the vocalist of a major rock band called L'Arc-en-Ciel. They've been around for decades, and they've sold 40 million. They are a super rock star in Japan. Almost a household. It is a household name.
40 million.
40 million albums sold worldwide and sold out Madison Square Garden. And they've also played the Japan National Stadium for the first time. And as a solo artist, he is also very known. HYDE is a household name. He also created a band, a different band from L'Arc-en-Ciel, just so that he can kind of become an indie rock band again. So he's always trying to stay on the ground, with his feet on the ground, as a musician. He's always been a star, but always wanted to pursue as a true singer, a rock singer. And I had no idea about this band was forming. And I would never thought that HYDE would ever team up with Yoshiki and SUGIZO. because they were all in major different bands, big different bands. It's just incredible.
That's
How
what
they
when I was watching this, I was thinking, how did they all decide, like, convince each other, or was they're like, this is natural?
I think actually I'm gonna say something that's a little maybe different to what Kimi has said, because I think they've all individually collaborated with each other on different projects. So SUGIZO is actually a member of X Japan, so they play guitar together, so they've been together. And HYDE and Yoshiki a couple of years ago did an end title for one of the biggest animes in Japan history called Attack on Titan, for a song called Red Swan, which is a song that I think you're going to be playing on your show.
I think it's coming up here, yeah.
Yes, and it's an amazing end title. And I know that MIYAVI and Yoshiki have also done collaborated before as well. So at some point, I think for me the thread for all of this is Yoshiki in terms of working with all these artists, and so it's just great now that they all can now be together as part of this band, the LAST ROCKSTARS, as this incredible project.
Yeah, I never expected that they would actually form a band. I know they would continue doing projects, but forming a band together, that's a commitment. Right?
It is a huge thing.
But
this
yes,
like equivalent to the Beatles forming, or who would you compare this to in rock history, for amazing musicians like this with record sales? And
it's difficult to say. I mean, what would you say, Jonathan? I'm like almost tempted to say, and I'm gonna say it, but no, it's almost like having members of Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and Bon Jovi forming together.
That's better. Yeah, I like yours more.
Or you know what? There was a band. There was a group that formed called 213, which was, I think it was Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and Jay-Z. They all, all coming together. I mean,
as a band, right? Yeah.
Right.
See, that's why Kimi does what he does with his company, and ran Universal, head of the Universal, and that's why Jonathan is what he is. They put the right bands together. I came up with 4 guys that were great, but they were already together. You guys know what you're doing, packaging.
Well, you know what? We're excited to be able to be part of their journey, right? And it's exciting. It's going to be groundbreaking in a lot of ways. And I think it's one thing that we're really proud of is that we're not taking this as this group is being released just in Japan. This is a global release. It's a global thing. The songs are actually in English. They're going to be touring globally. We're starting in the US. So, I mean, that's exciting because I think now more than ever, when you see the success of artists especially from Korea coming here, like BTS, and this is a great time to see, for artists especially from Japan or any country, right? We're in a global network now.
Music is global, yeah.
Borders here.
Do you see? Are you anticipating? Are you seeing that they are going to have no trouble conquering the Western continent and United States and gaining fans quickly here, or do they already have a pretty good toehold in with what they do as rock stars, musically? And
I think they already have a strong fan base in America and internationally, but they'll certainly build their fan base on a much bigger scale. We're not saying it's going to be easy. Any bands trying out, this is a new band. You've got to remember that. So however great they are humble people, and they just love to create this music through this new band and try and challenge and conquer as much as they can across the globe. But that is the goal.
It is easy for them to play arenas in Japan, either individually or together as a band. They're playing smaller venues here, like the Palladium and Hammerstein Ballroom, but their style and the way they play, they take arena and they can play it into a club, or into a smaller theater, and they'll do just as well there as well do in an arena, which we're excited about. And they're a performance group, they're performance artists.
these shows that they have released and announced, it's my feeling that you want to be there. If you are lucky enough to get a ticket and you're there, you can say one day, I was there when these guys started. I mean, this will be a historical one of those those tours that you're going to, if you're a music lover and a fan of these guys, you're going to want to be there. You're going to want to get tickets and quick.
It's part of history, right?
Yeah, part of history. I don't want to. We're also excited about this that SUGIZO and MIYAVI. We started to talk about them as individual band members and what they bring. Do you guys want to fill it in and bring them to life a little bit for the listeners here?
Yeah, sure. So SUGIZO was also a member of we mentioned that he's a member of X Japan, a guitarist of X Japan, but he's also a member of Lunacy, which is still an active band, and they have been touring Japan recently as well. They are a massive rock band in Japan, then joined X Japan as well, as we all know. He's performed with Juno Reactor. He's also
out of UK.
Yeah,
right?
out of UK. That's correct.
Yeah,
Out
of UK.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So I think on the guitar side, SUGIZO is a craftsman as a guitarist. I think he's just focuses on his guitar play. He's an amazing guitarist, but extremely down to earth and humble. He's a craftsman.
Yeah, he is really, and you're going to hear it right now. We're going to play some music. With their illustrious experience in Japan's most influential rock bands, remarkable sales records individually, and hit collaborations with global artists, these four musicians coming together is a monumental occurrence. The LAST ROCKSTARS are here to usher in a new legendary era of rock. Okay, we're going to take a real quick break and come back for our final segment. We're here with Jonathan Platt, General Manager, ALIST Media, General Manager for Yoshiki, and Kimi Kato, CEO of Project Asteri. The tickets are on sale now. Go to lastrockstars.net for shows in New York and LA, or at concerts.livenation.com. We will be right back, and we're going to play a bit of there are two new singles released by the LAST ROCKSTARS. We're going to tease you a little bit with both of those here during the breaks. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are out of time, but I'm going to come back and do like a 5-minute kind of wrap up. I want to give out their socials. I want to give out the tour dates again. I want to, anything else I missed here? I mean, I wanted to get into the new music. Do you want to mention that?
Still working on it.
Okay, what's that? I know they're working on. Do you want to? I'll just read what I've got, and if you want to add anything, let's say we got 5 minutes together, and we'll.
Lisa's on.
I'll let you speak.
Can you send her a message that we're running 5 minutes late?
I will.
Okay, cool.
All right, here we go.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. Here with two entertainment music industry titans: Jonathan Platt, General Manager at ALIST Media Entertainment, General Manager for Yoshiki, and Kimi Kato, CEO of Project Asteri. Check them out online. But they're here to come together. They've worked hard behind the scenes, and they've introduced to the world the LAST ROCKSTARS. The LAST ROCKSTARS online, I want to give this out to you. You go to the website, lastrockstars.net, on Twitter at @last_rockstars, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok are all the same. The LAST ROCKSTARS, and indeed these guys are. They're going to bring it. They've got 2 new singles. They're working on music right now as we speak, and we're playing we got a little snippet at the International Press Conference last week of the 2 new singles, a teaser video for 2 new songs, The LAST ROCKSTARS, with lyrics by Yoshiki, composed by Yoshiki, and Psycho Love, with lyrics by Yoshiki and HYDE, and composed by HYDE, have been released. You can check it out on YouTube. I'm also going to put it up on all the socials here to promote it with the show. Stay tuned. At the end of the show, we will play portions of these songs, and they will drop soon. So the tour, we're really excited about the tour, guys. Anything else you want to say about these tickets? How long do you think they're going to last? How are they doing? They're probably going to be gone soon.
Pretty quickly.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah. So the response has been phenomenal. It's the moment that we mentioned it from the press conference, they were going quickly. Live Nation's really happy. We're really happy. We're excited. The venues are happy. So yeah,
one of the things that Yoshiki said the other night at the press conference that really stuck with me, and someone had said, why are you guys doing this? And they got together and they said, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting him exactly, but he said, live today, and we are rock stars today, and we should do this while we feel this way, as we feel this way. And I just thought it was really the message of living for the day and taking advantage of just knowing each other, the talent, putting it together, sharing it with the world. What a gift, and what an announcement! What an incredible announcement and formation of a super group. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Can't wait for the singles to drop and to hear more from the LAST ROCKSTARS and check them out live. I'm going to put all the information in our socials so you can check it out too if I spoke too quickly. I hope to have you guys back on for longer at some point.
We'd love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I ask one last question? Because I was curious. They mentioned, and I missed the reason, but 11/11. They announced on 11/11. Was there some significance to that?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Because he mentioned it, and I'm like, oh, I missed it. I didn't hear it, but I'll find out. Okay. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Thank you so much, Kimi. So nice to meet you, and
Lovely to meet you.
Congratulations on the LAST ROCKSTARS.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Thank you. Communicate, listen more, and evolve.